To a comfortable seated position. So if you want, you can sit up on top of a pillow or something like that, whatever feels good to you. But we are going to get started in a very comfortable, gentle spot. So you can crisscross your legs, you can keep them extended. We're just going to start our practice with a little bit of breath work and tuning into our bodies. So sitting up tall, maybe bringing our shoulder blades up and then back down, really bringing them together so that we're opening our chest and our heart. Maybe listening to our breath here, not judging it or critiquing it, just noticing how our breath is right at this moment. So welcome to a somatic release yoga class. We're going to also add in an oracle pull just for the new month and what we can maybe bring some intention to in this new month of September. Crazy. But just taking a moment here, somatic yoga is can be a very vulnerable practice, but it's a very good practice to kind of get in tune with your body, with your mind, and allowing time, which is usually the hardest thing for us to prioritize, and letting that time be for ourselves. Some self reflection, mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. So, sitting up tall, take a deep breath in through the belly, really expanding the belly with that inhale. And exhaling out, bringing that belly close to the spine. Again, taking a deep inhale in, making that belly full, the big stretch. And exhaling out, contracting it into the spine. So we hold a lot of emotion, a lot of grief as well in our stomach, in our hips. So having that belly breath kind of helps bring space, bring some healing into that area. I apologize if you hear chickens, turkeys, and all that good stuff. We're in the elements today. So taking a deep inhale in, one more belly breath, and exhaling out. Here, we're going to extend our legs. And we're going to do some tapping with our breath. So tapping, that vibration, that tapotement helps trigger the parasympathetic nervous system, which allows our body and our brain to relax and calm down. So we're going to start at the crown of the head, and we're just going to tap the top of the head, taking an inhale in and exhaling out. We're going to come to the third eye, which is right between the eyebrows here. Inhaling in, tapping gently, and exhaling out. We're going to come to our chin. Again, tapping, inhaling in, exhaling out, noticing how these movements feel. Maybe these are odd things to be tapping, just noticing what that brings to our body. We're going to come down to our heart space here, tapping the chest with an inhale in, exhaling out, coming down to the belly, inhaling in, tapping the belly, exhaling out, coming down to the quads, the front of the thigh, inhaling in, tapping both thighs with both hands, exhaling out, coming down to the knees, tapping, inhale in, exhaling out all the way down to the ankles. Inhale in, exhale out, coming towards the top of the toes. Inhale in, exhale out. Here, I want you to just hold on to your feet, coming into a forward fold. Now, if that stretches too far, you can hold on to your shins or just bringing your hands to your thighs, gently bringing some flexion into that spine. Finding a comfortable forward fold and what feels good to you. Taking a deep inhale in, really expanding that low back, the ribs, and exhaling out. One more deep inhale in and exhaling out. Gently letting go of those hands and just rolling all the way back up slowly into a seated position. We're going to bend that left knee so that our foot is planted into the mat, keeping that right leg extended. We're going to inhale in, sit up tall, and we're going to side twist over to the left, coming into a seated spinal twist. Taking a deep inhale here, finding a nice stretch for the back. Feels so good. You can look over that shoulder if that feels good. One more deep inhale in. Exhaling out. Good. Releasing that spinal twist. I'm going to do the same to the right side, lifting that right knee up, placing that foot firmly into the mat. Inhale in, we sit up tall. And exhale, we find that side twist. Again, finding our breath, maybe looking over the shoulder. Inhaling in and exhaling out. Good. Releasing that. Bringing our hands all the way up towards the sky, really sinking our hips down into the mat as we lift our upper body up. Inhaling in, exhale, forward fold. Finding your breath here. And exhaling out. Again, slowly roll all the way back up. And we're going to transition into tabletop position. Here, I like to bring blocks right underneath my wrists. You do not need them. Just feels a little bit of extra comfort, a little bit more stability for me. So I encourage you to maybe play around with that. Coming into that cat-cow position in tabletop position, sinking that belly down as we lift our heart space, our chin up towards the sky. Inhaling in, and exhale, we round the spine, chin to chest. Good. Inhaling in, dropping that belly down. Really playing around with this. So what can you do new here? Maybe you move a little bit to the left, a little bit to the right. Maybe you're just noticing a little bit more space in the rib cage, in the belly. I just want you to bring a little bit more awareness to this cat-cow flow. So moving with your breath, dropping that belly down, rounding the spine, moving with your breath, just noticing maybe some new things, a new perspective in this little flow. One more deep inhale in, bringing that belly down, really lifting our chin up towards the sky. Exhale, we round the spine, chin to chest. Good. Coming into that neutral tabletop position, we're going to move our hands slightly out so that we have a wider stance in our upper body. And we're going to slowly flex our toes and peel our body up into downward facing dog. So you can make your stance wider if that feels good to you. Your heels don't have to touch, but if they do, that's awesome. You move with what feels good. Maybe we pedal it out here. Maybe we're still taking a few moments with our breath, inhaling in and exhaling out. We're going to firmly plant that right foot into the mat as we lift that left leg up. So keep a extended foot here, inhaling in. We're going to bend that knee and bring that foot all the way over to the right side. Leg is still in the air, just creating a little bit of a stretch in that hip. Inhaling in, extending that leg back out in the sky. Exhale, we're going to slowly bring it up into a high lunge. So bring our arms all the way up towards the sky here. Tall, strong. You can even bring that back leg up a little bit more so that you have a little bit more stability here. Inhaling in, exhaling out. We're going to drop our hands all the way down onto the mat. Now here, if you have blocks, you can lift them up so that they're a little bit taller. And we're going to practice with Warrior 3. So we're going to lift that back leg up, practicing a little bit of balance here. So you can fall out. This does not have to be a perfect balance. I just want us to kind of have some awareness with our body. And sometimes that means a little bit of a challenge. So we can keep our hands on the blocks. We can keep our hands towards our chest. Inhaling in. We're going to drop that leg to meet our left leg in a forward fold. I'm going to slowly rise all the way back up. Again, practicing with some more balance, we're going to come into tree pose. So we're going to lift that right leg up, bringing it either to our shin, our ankle, our upper thigh, whatever feels good to us. Playing with whatever arm movement you like, cactus arms, behind the back. Inhaling in, transitioning to a dancer. So we're going to bring that knee forward, grabbing onto that right foot, and maybe we play with dancer. Again, there's no right or wrong, failure or success. This is just a moment to practice with our bodies. Good. Coming back into that standing, inhaling in, we lift our arms all the way back up to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Inhaling in, exhaling out. Good. We're going to bring that left foot back behind us, lifting all the way up, coming into that high lunge. Again, shortening our stance if we need to, so bringing that left foot up a little bit closer, if that feels good. Inhaling in, exhaling out. We come all the way down with our hands onto blocks or onto the mat. And here we are going to practice with that Warrior 3. So lifting that left leg up. Again, holding onto the blocks or practicing a little bit of our balance here. Good. Inhaling in. Exhale, we bring that foot to meet our right foot in forward fold. Taking a moment here to just have the hamstring stretch, that low back stretch. Inhaling in, exhaling out. We slowly roll all the way back up into that standing position. Practicing with tree pose now. Lifting that left foot out, either onto our ankle, our shin, our inner thigh. Again, practicing with whatever arm posture you would like to play around with. Inhaling in, exhaling out, transitioning to dancer pose here. Bringing that knee forward, grabbing onto that left foot, and sinking into dancer if that feels good to you. Inhaling in, exhaling out, coming back through to that standing position, lifting our arms all the way up, and exhale down, forward fold. Releasing tension, releasing any built up emotions here. Inhaling in, exhaling out, letting it go. Inhaling in, exhaling out, letting it all go. Good. We're going to come into our plank position here. Inhaling in, finding strength, and coming all the way to our belly. Here, we're going to plant our hands close to our shoulders. We're going to lift up into a cobra pose. Inhaling in, exhaling down, dropping our chest down to the mat. Inhaling in, lifting up, really feeling that stretch in the upper body. Back down. One more deep inhale in, really pressing into the mat, lifting our upper body. And exhaling out. We'll bring our hands to our sides here. And we're going to come into what is called a Superman posture. So we're going to inhale, lift all of our limbs off the mat. Really bring pressure to the abdomen. Inhaling in, exhaling out, release. One more time. Inhaling in, we lift those limbs off the mat. Really feeling our strength here. Exhaling out. Good. We're going to lift on to our side here and rotate onto our backs. Coming into a comfortable position. Laying down. I want you to plant your feet onto the mat so your knees are shining up. I want you to widen your stance a little bit so your feet might come off that mat. We're just going to come into windshield wipers. So really opening the hips. Again, a lot of emotions, a lot of grief is stored in our hips, in our abdomen. So intentionally stretching this area, creating space here, kind of shows our brain pathways that it's okay to make space. It's okay to grieve. It's okay to honor those feelings. And it's okay to even create new feelings that feel good. And that's hard to come into terms with when you don't feel good, or you're feeling your grief heavily, or you're feeling your emotions heavily. So honoring that and allowing for transformation is huge. Good. Coming back into a neutral position, we're going to extend that left leg. We're going to lift that right leg up and spinal twist over to the left here, opening up glutes, the low back. Inhaling in, looking over towards that right shoulder. And exhaling out, we release, extending that right leg and spinal twist over to the right side. Looking over that left shoulder. Inhaling in and exhaling out. Releasing that position. I want you to extend both legs here. Bring your shoulder blades together. Lifting the heart space. Tucking the chin to the chest slightly. We're going to finish this practice with our breath. by releasing our emotions and making space, honoring our grief, allowing for transformation, and simply just spending time with our bodies, with our breath. We often don't prioritize that. And even if we do, sometimes our intention isn't always there, and that's normal and okay. Sometimes it's good to get that reminder again of why are we doing what we do? Are we really taking care of ourselves? And just spending that time gives us some of those answers. As you're laying down here, I want you to try and let your body just sink into the mat, letting your body really relax. I am going to pull a little oracle card for the month of September. I'm going to give it a read to you as you're laying in this position. That way you can kind of allow yourself to hear it and see what that sits in your nervous system. September oracle is new blueprints. Powerful, meaningful change starts with you today. Despite our desire for change, we can be overwhelmed by all that is going on, and making a positive impact can seem impossible. We have more of a voice than we realize. This card inspires action, no matter how small, that will create a ripple of light in the world. You are part of a bigger picture, a greater story, and your actions, your choices, your presence are making a difference. You have more power than you realize. Focus on what you can do and do it well. Change takes time, so make plans and start now. What a great card for September. She came in hot. Take one final deep breath in, allowing those words, allowing this practice to settle into your body, and exhaling out with a deep breath. Thank you for joining this practice. Bring your hands to your third eye. Thank you for joining. Namaste.